Kelvin here again from Discus. Welcome to the channel. Don't forget to click the like and subscribe button. So today we're going to be talking about probably one of the most important topic in discus keeping. What are all the medication that are required in the medicine cabinet when it comes to keeping with discus?
What should I do if I think my discus is sick?
You keep your discus every day and you know the personalities of your discus. So the best way to identify whether your discus is sick or not is you. So have a look at your fish. If you find that the discus is acting abnormally, then chances are there's something going on. Before you reach out to the medications, we highly recommend you test your water. When was the last time you did a water change? And is ammonia and nitrate causing problems for your fish? If you haven't tested your water, then you shouldn't be reaching to any medication yet. But once you have identified that the fish is sick because of the color, the poo, what is on its body, if the fish is showing signs of clamminess, then that's when you reach out to these medications.
How do I prevent my new discus from getting sick?
The most important part about introducing new fish to your tank is to ensure that bacteria doesn't become a problem for you. So our business recommends that you use an antibacterial product such as Melafix. You would use this medication for 7 days during quarantine or without quarantine when mixing discus. You've got two types of Melafix here. One is a normal type you'll find in the shop, and the ones that we sell in the store here is called Melafix Pon. The reason why we sell this one is because most of our customers have relatively large tanks, so it's definitely a lot more economical to use. What you basically do is measure out how many liters you have in the tank, and you put Melafix into the tank every day for 7 days. And very important during the introduction of new fish is that on the second and third day, you do as large a water change as you possibly can, and then you redose the medication again.
How do I deworm my discus?
You'll notice the fish will still eat, but over time this fish gets thinner and thinner, and almost from a front-facing perspective looks like a triangular discus. And that's basically because all the nutrients that the fish is eating is going directly to the worm, not to the fish. Once in a while you'll see a white cotton string hang out from the butt of the fish. This white cotton string will look non-segmented. It will actually look exactly the same width all throughout, and that's basically roundworms that are in the discus. What we do recommend is you use Levimicol to treat just for roundworms. It's very important when you buy Big L to purchase the poultry and pigs version, not the sheep version, because the sheep version is actually stronger than the poultry and pigs version.
How do I treat Hexamita?
With Hexamita, what will happen is you'll see the fish actually pull out a clear segmented white poo as opposed to a long stringy white poo. Hexamita has to be treated with a medication called metronidazole. So these medication has to be purchased with a vet prescription, so be aware of that. Very simple treatment. If it's more 400 milligrams in terms of the strength of metronidazole, you'll be treating 1 tablet per 40 liters. Now, along with this treatment, you can also treat metronidazole together with a heat treatment. So it's very important to look at putting 34 degrees for the fish tank for the fish to recover quickly. If you don't actually treat Hexamita quickly, that will develop into a hole in the head for the fish, and it will actually create craters on their faces and also on their body as well.
How do I treat Fluke?
Very easy way to identify fluke is through seeing the fish front on and watching if the fish is breathing through one gill or both gills. If at times the fish is breathing through one gill, it means that they've actually got gill flukes on the other side of the fish. So what you need to do is start treating them for fluke. Now there's also potassium permanganate treatment for fluke as well, but in this video we're going to talk about using the Blue Planet Fluke and Tapeworm tablet. 1 tablet per 20 liters is the dosage rate for the Fluke and Tapeworm tablet. What you do is you put it into the tank, you leave it for 48 hours, do a water change, and if the problem persists, you treat it again in 7 days. There's no coloration or anything like that. Crush it up in a mortar and put it into the tank. It will automatically dissolve.
How do I treat cross-bacterial infection?
When you do see the newly introduced discus, what will happen is either the new discus will get sick or the old discus will get sick. So when this happens, the fish will have mucus on its body and it will turn dark. In particular, fish like blue diamonds, turquoise will be the first one to show signs of this, or eruptions will be the first ones to show signs of this. When this happens, cobweb-like mucus will appear on the body and the fish will clamp up and it will close its fins and generally be quite listless sitting on top of the tank. This can be in groups or individual. When you see this happen in the tank, you need to act very quickly. With a cross-bacterial issue, it's very important to treat it in time. So normally what happens with cross-bacteria is that it will occur on the third day of introducing the fish to a new tank. So if that happens, you've got two options of antibiotics that you can use. The first one is called Tri-Sulfa. The second one is called Aquari-Cycline. So Tri-Sulfa will help to fight off the bacteria, both internally and externally. So it's a very good antibacterial medication, but it's only mild base. So it will only work when you notice the fish have had this problem on the third day usually, or on the fourth day at the latest. But let's say you've actually left it, you didn't notice it, or you've gone away and it's occurred for more than 5, 6, 7 days. Then Tri-Sulfa is not going to work for you at all. You're going to have to upgrade to using Aquari-Cycline. And this medication is a very, very strong antibiotic called tetracycline as its active ingredient. Now, this medication will make your tank look extremely dirty. It will turn it yellow and brown. It will be very frothy in the tank. So you want to make sure when you're treating Aquari-Cycline to be in a bare bottom tank and with as little items in the tank as possible. So you really want to be treating these fish in a hospital tank. Again, if it's been left for more than a week, then you could be treating anywhere between 1 to 6 weeks of treatment of everyday water changes and redosing of tetracycline. This is one of the most testing of your patience with regards to keeping discus, but these are two medications that will help you overcome the discus plague or cross-bacterial infection. If you see the issue start to occur in one fish in the tank, you need to treat the entire tank. So once they have recovered though, generally the fish will actually have a bit of an immunity against this particular virus. However, it also means that this fish is infectious to new discus you actually introduce to the tank. They will be infectious for approximately 6 weeks. So you need to stay away from adding any new additional discus in your tank for approximately 6 weeks.
What are the best fish vitamins for discus?
The last things I want to introduce to you guys is things I found extremely helpful to bring out the vibrancy of discus, appetite, and also for recovery from illness. Both these products are very, very useful. They're interchangeable. So I will only use one of these two products though, not both of them at the same time. Fungal is a really great product from Easy Life. We see that fish generally with things like Hexamita or when they're feeling a little bit down, we find that adding fungal to the fish will perk them up and they will start to eat more in our tanks as well. Fish V is something that we use regularly in the store. So Fish V we add to all of our tanks. This is a 1 ml per 100 litre addition, and what it is adding vitamins back into the actual water to assist the fish from also getting better appetite, better coloration, etc. And we just do this because of the fact that in Australia, a lot of our water is actually being treated with chlorine. So it's stripped out a lot of the great vitamins and things like that from the water, and we want to add something back into it to make sure the fish is happy and healthy.
Can discus get ick?
So with ick, generally doesn't apply for discus because of the fact that you will keep discus at 30 degrees or above, and at those type of temperatures, ick doesn't exist.
What do I do if my discus has open sores?
Open sores are generally due to an imbalance in the tank. So what you need to do is actually identify where that imbalance is coming from. Is this an ammonia burn? Is this a nitrate burn? Or is this a lack of vitamin in the water? In which case you can add Fish V to the tank. Or is it actually an injury? If it's an injury, you can use your traditional tropical medication like Multi-Cure, Mechalite Green, etc. to help with open sores that are due to injuries.
How do I treat a fungal infection?
Fungal infection usually also occurs when a discus have had an injury and fungus has started to grow on open wounds. Again, in these type of scenarios, you can use traditional freshwater medications such as Multi-Cure, etc. to help with fungus.
How do I treat dropsy?
So with regards to dropsy, this is purely due to a water quality issue in the tank. So if you are getting dropsy with your discus, you need to increase the amount of water changes you're doing. That will help the discus actually recover faster, and also it will help to maintain a more healthier environment for your discus.
Where can I purchase fish medication?
So you can also get all of these products in store at Discus, except for metronidazole. Remember, you need a prescription for metronidazole. Every other medication is available in store and online. So there you go, guys. These are all the products you should have in your cabinet, so that if you do notice any of the illnesses discus can get, you can immediately start to treat them yourselves. We'll be able to answer any questions you guys may have as well. Enjoy the content. See you next time.